let me tell you something. Lo and behold, boys, girls, and ambies. Viktor Mihaly Orban, Hungarian lawyer and politician, who has been the 56th Prime Minister of Hungary, also known as Majaristan, since 2010, has finally, after being re-elected as Prime Minister in 2014, 2018, and 2022, has lost his seat to his opposition. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs. Peter Magyar will be the next leader of Majaristan. Peter Magyar, Hungarian politician and lawyer, serving as the president of the TISA party, is, after spending a good deal of time being a member of the European Parliament since 2024, will be the next leader of Hungary. Viktor Orban, more like Victor Orband. Viktor Orban, more like Victor Organ. Lost to a lawyer. R.I.P. Bozo. To the fascist piece of shit. Woo! A Donald Trump ally, a Benjamin Netanyahu ally, a Vladimir Putin ally, as a matter of fact, is now out. All right, Hungary election. Prime Minister Viktor Orban concedes defeat to opposition, ending 16 years in power. Let's take a look.
Minister Viktor Orban has conceded defeat in the country's election, ending 16 years of power. He has congratulated opposition leader Peter Magyar, whose party is on track to win a two-thirds majority in parliament. Sheesh! Nearly half of the votes have been counted. Hungary's election committee reported a record turnout. All right, we're going to go live on this breaking news to our correspondent, Steph Vasin. She joins us now from Budapest. Steph, obviously this is a huge result for the opposition. What are you seeing? What are you hearing where you are?
What an evening here for the people here.
Low key, it turns out sometimes you can actually elect fascists out of office, and that gives me a little bit of confidence about our future as well. I mean, it shouldn't take 16 years, but, you know, it turns out sometimes, you know, democracy could restore hope at the ballot box. Now, obviously, I have criticisms of, everyone's going to yell at me, but I have criticisms and concerns, let's say, about Peter Magyar as well. I do have concerns, obviously. This doesn't mean that, you know, things are going to be very good. It's just objectively going to be better than, you know, living under the command of Orban.
In Hungary, it's all over for Viktor. After 16 years, they can barely believe it, but it's absolutely happening. It is a landslide victory for opposition leader Peter Magyar, who only worked for like 2 years to reach this unbelievable result. He has now a very comfortable two-thirds majority projected for him to win, because this is very important. A two-thirds majority in Parliament is important to change the constitution, which was so well crafted and changed by Viktor Orban in the last 16 years to get more control over the state institutions, over the democratic institutions, to control the media. So this is all that Peter Magyar can change, and his party can change when he gets his seats in Parliament. And this is also very telling for populists around the world that a populist leader who has used the propaganda machine of the state, who has silenced the media, can still be beaten. And this is something that this party and this leader, Peter Magyar, has basically managed to show. So this is also a result that will not go down well in Washington. The endorsement by US President Donald Trump didn't help Orban. The last-minute visit by J.D. Vance here to Budapest last week didn't help Orban. Netanyahu has issued his support, didn't help. The far-right leaders from Europe were all gathering here in Budapest in the last couple of weeks.
Like, this guy was the beating heart of European fascism for so many years. Right populist, totally aligned, massive dick rider of Donald Trump. J.D. Vance personally tried to help him win the election. Donald Trump personally tried to help him win the election, literally said, you know, we'll reconsider our allegiance with Hungary if Viktor Orban loses. Guy constantly was going at CPAC. This is a fairly consequential defeat for international fascism, even if the candidate that won, right, Peter Magyar, is basically like a lighter version of him, and in some instances might even be more right-wing or more reactionary in terms of like immigration visas and immigration into the country. Because like Peter Magyar is also, from what I understand, I looked into his background a little bit. He is known as like this vote for him was a vote for a lot of people looking at his background and saying like, this is an honest guy, right? Orban, very corrupt. People see him as a very corrupt tyrant. They saw Magyar as a force that was incorruptible. The difference, of course, also is that Magyar is not a Putin-aligned candidate and was against it, even if he is also super conservative, right? Yes, he was in Orban's party from 2002 to 2024. He is right-wing but pro-European Union, as opposed to Orban, who was right-wing but anti-European Union, despite obviously, getting a lot of money from the EU as well.
It all didn't help. The people here have decided something completely different. They want to be closer to Brussels, something that Viktor Orban has really destroy, basically, in the last couple of years. The relationship has been very bad. He is blocking money.
Yeah, my attitude on this is that Cloud District Jory is right, is a blow to CPAC and the international consolidation of the far-right movement with Orban as one of its key pillars. Yeah. Orban was this like resilient force of like right sloppyism and what is the international fascist movement. Like he was the beating heart of fascism and its growth in the European Union. So it is significant in that regard.
For Ukraine, for weapons for Ukraine. So Peter Magyar has already announced he wants to have a better relationship, to get the money back that Brussels has been blocking for Hungary, to improve the economy and to fight corruption. But it all has to be seen because Magyar, from the other hand, is coming from the Fidesz party from Orban. He was a loyalist for many, many years. So he has a lot of the same ideals and values as Viktor Orban. The only things that are really different is his relationship he wants with the European Union. So people here have voted for Peter Magyar because he was uniting the opposition in the last 2 years. People have reluctantly voted for him as well, but they had only one goal, and that was to get rid of Viktor Orban. That's how much they were exhausted by his rule and also frustrated by the limits that he put on the democratic institutions here.
Yeah, and Steph, it looks like you are, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like you are waiting for the opposition leader, Peter Magyar, to speak where you are. We can see these live pictures of the crowds and what we're seeing behind you as well. But Viktor Orban has conceded this.
Everything J.D. Vance touches turns into dust, whether it be the Pope, the former Pope, whether it be Viktor Orban's multi-decade rule over Hungary, or whether it be the ceasefire negotiations that took place last night that failed, right? 23 hours or whatever, 21 hours of back and forth communication, and it amounted to nothing. So J.D. Vance strikes again. Just truly the Grim Reaper. Everywhere he goes, bad luck follows, okay?
Election, has he...
The Queen, I don't think he did he also touch the queen? I thought that was Liz Truss.
Spoken what exactly?
Did JD Vance also link up with the queen before she died? Oh my God. Oh my God. I thought it was just the Pope. I think you guys are confusing Liz Truss, which is the United Kingdom's JD Vance. I thought he just killed the Pope.
Has he said?
He has conceded, and he has conceded very early on, you would say. But he was speaking, and he said that he accepts the result. He congratulates Peter Magyar. He said he will go and support the opposition. It's not clear, of course, if he will have a role in the opposition himself, but he says we are not done. The fight is not over. So it shows basically that he is willing to accept the result. And all the talk that there was happening in the last couple of days, that there could be protests, that there could be resistance from whoever's gonna lose, that there could be violence even. It seems now all gone, with Viktor Orban coming out and very clearly saying, we lost.
All right, that is Al Jazeera's Step Vassen reporting amidst the historic scenes in Budapest. 16 years of rule from Viktor Orban is coming to an end tonight. Step, thank you. Well, a court in France is set to deliver a verdict on Monday in a landmark case. French cement firm Lafarge is accused of financing.
Woo! Where should JD visit next? Visits the Pope. Pope dies. Leads Iran negotiations. Talks collapse. Flies to Hungary to prop up Orban. Orban loses in a landslide. Man's got a streak. One of the most repulsive individuals, dude. It's awesome.